What up, y'all? It's your boy Anti-Simp back with a new video, and I want to talk about a post that I put on Facebook. So it was yesterday when I made this post and I said that simping is a learned behavior. It can't be unlearned in a few days, and this is why you need game. Now there are some guys who might disagree and say that you don't need game, you only need confidence and the will to just summon your inner red pill, and that should be enough. That should be enough. You're just gonna red pill your way through everything. You're just gonna turn into like this red pill anime character, made up monster, or just a guy that just has all these super ridiculous abilities and just gonna overcome everything with your red pillness. But we're gonna disregard those guys because that's not how life works. You need game, you need strategy. There's game and strategy in almost everything, and those who think they're above it end up becoming the victim. They end up becoming the biggest victims. So, if you're new to my channel, this is what you should do. You should hit the bell notification, that way you can check out a new video that I drop whenever I drop a new video. That way you can stay up to date with what I'm doing, and you can get a little bit of the game that I've been dropping in these videos. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, I have my CashApp in the description. I also have a link to my book in case you want to read some game, and I also have some apparel at the stopsimpingnow.com website /shop. You can get you a hoodie, you can get you a hat, whatever's up there. You know what I mean? That's how you can show your support for your boy. Now, let's get to this. Now, I said simping is a learned behavior and it can't be unlearned in a few days. So, why did I say that? Why is behavior change so hard? Changing a behavior is just extremely difficult, especially if this has been your thing for a while. Habits and behavior can be hard to change if it's something you've been doing for a while. Think about all the people who had a hard time quitting smoking. It's a habit. Think of all the people who have, who drink, and it's hard for them to quit drinking. They have to do so much to stop drinking. It's a habit. It's also an addiction as well, but these are, habit-forming things. Doing too much of it and it becomes a habit. Gambling, sex addiction, those things are developed usually through habits, sometimes through trauma, but it's definitely a habit thing. Definitely a habit thing. And behavior change is complicated, it's complex. It requires a person to disrupt a current habit, and that can be hard for some people. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, or as I like to say, many moons ago, when I first started the Stop Sipping movement, I began getting a lot of followers or whatever, or likes from people that decided they want to follow my page. And I had this one guy, I'm not sure how many of you are day ones who've been following since 2011, but I've had this one cat who posted his life story on the page. He used to, at first he just liked the page and he liked the content up there, but then he began to share it, and he decided he wanted to post his life story up there. A time in which he felt like he used to simp and he no longer simps anymore. And it wasn't even that long ago, but that's pretty much how it goes. He did a lot of stuff for this girl who I believe she had a kid, and she ended up using him, financially, emotionally, whatever the case is. She pretty much took him for everything, and he ended up becoming, as he says, he stopped simping, not becoming, because I was about to say anti-simp, but he was far from anti-simp. As a matter of fact, many people on the internet didn't even know the terminology anti-simp before I'll probably say GLC, and before I began using it. Many people didn't know what anti-simp was. Hell, they didn't even know what simping was. Anyway, so this guy was, in his, phase of stop simping. When there are girls who go through a whole phase, and there are guys who go through this phase where they believe they just unlearn a behavior just immediately, and that's just not how it goes. So he would tell me his life story, and this girl messed him over, and she took took him for whatever she can get out of him, and it made him feel some type of way. I feel like there's stages to this, when I think about his story, because the stage that he was going through was he was still hurt by it. Maybe my post triggered something in him, and he decided to discuss it and tell people about it. I don't know. That's just the internet, But he basically, was going through this phase where he was, telling whoever would listen about his story, and then I guess because of my post, it kind of triggered something in him, and I don't know. I don't have the exact stages, but it's still something that's observant. That's why I feel like this is like simping is an interesting topic to talk about. Because it's not just you just don't stop simping. You don't just was simping one day and then all of a sudden you stop. It's a behavior that you have to unlearn. You have to just be fed up with things have been going how things have been going for you, and then you gotta want to change. But you don't just change, all in one day. That's what would be so interesting about females is like, when they talk about how they're healing and changing and stuff like that, it's like you still have these behaviors. You haven't changed or done anything to help change your behaviors. That's why you haven't really officially changed. But anyway, I don't want to stray too far off from this. So, back when I had the Stop Simping page, dudes used to write huge paragraphs of, text admitting that they used to simp. And this was like one of the first guys to do that. And at first, like I said, it was a lot of support, and he was sharing the content. And then, the paragraph came of his life story. And then after that, he kept supporting me. It wasn't until I started talking about race that, there was a falling out. I ended up having to ban the dude from the page. And I don't know what he's doing after that, but I remember he used to rap. And he made a whole rap talking about, don't simp or whatever case is. But all it took was for him to meet another broad, and he just went right back to simping. He was cupcaking with the broad. I think he got her pregnant. He didn't even have any kids. So it was like it was possible for him to recover from whatever happened to him previously. But like I said, these guys, they read the posts on my page, but they don't learn anything. They don't, apply any of the knowledge that I put up there. So they go right back to doing sucker shit. And that pretty much seals the deal for them. It's like you like I said, it's not you just don't stop simping. It takes longer than that. It doesn't take days. It's a behavior that you have to unlearn. It could take months. It could take years to unlearn this behavior. And these dudes are talking like, yeah, this just happened to me like a few months ago, and now I'm free and clear. It's like, no, you got to. I think it's phases to this that you have to disrupt. You have to change about you. You got to disrupt the indoctrination within you. You don't just stop simping. Hell, there was a guy I think a couple months ago who was in like what we'll call a trick and hold relationship, and that's pretty much going to be his thing for a while unless he decides that he doesn't want that anymore and that there needs to be a change. These guys, I like to use this metaphor that these guys are more like the Incredible Hulk than they are like Bruce Banner, because the Incredible Hulk could be pacified by putting somebody he cared about in front of him, while Bruce Banner was the guy who used his wits. I know some people like the reverse, but you can't really argue with the fact that Hulk could be pacified, whereas Banner knew how to use Hulk in the right situations. Anyway, this is all the time that I have for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Giving the video a thumbs up is a good way to show that you support the video. You can share it on your personal page or wherever you share content, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.